am Dr. Gaby Cora at the National Publicity Summit here with Dr. Roger Frame. Dr. Roger, how are you?
I'm very good, Gaby.
You're very interested in helping people resolve conflict, and you're called the conflict whisperer. I love that.
That's correct.
Tell me about it.
Well, the concept was, how do you go and resolve conflict in constructive ways? And what better than the conflict whisperer? You know, it's not the traditional conflicts that get louder and louder and louder. Rather, it's more of a calm kind of response that was more constructive.
And you know, it's interesting that you're positioning this in one way. One time I was asked to come in and give a presentation, and everyone was expecting a lot of conflict. And by the end of the presentation, there wasn't any, so people were wondering why there hadn't been any. The problem sometimes with resolving conflict is when it's seamless, it doesn't look like it's much work.
That's true.
But there's a science behind it, right?
A professional sports player, when they're really good, makes it look easy.
So how do you make it look easy as an expert? What do you do to make it look so seamless that people would go like, oh, that's what you did?
Well, a lot of what you can help with conflicts is the words that you use. Certain words are going to escalate it, certain words are going to de-escalate it. How you go and present. If you say it in a tense interrogation kind of way, it's going to make people defensive. If you say it in another way where they can feel safe and that you're really interested in their interests and furthering their own development, then they're going to feel less defensive. You may not even know the difference.
Right. Is there anything that you would suggest to people with the conflict styles that you see the most? Like, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you see the most, and what's the easiest way to diffuse those situations?
Well, one of the concepts that I present is that one style of conflict management in all situations is no more appropriate than one style of clothing for all situations. Just like you wouldn't wear a bikini to the prom or a wedding dress to go and work in the garden, you need to vary your conflict communication styles depending on the situation.
Wonderful. And tell us about your book.
Well, the book just came out this year. It's called Don't Carve the Turkey with a Chainsaw, Resolving Family Conflict. And it tells a lot about how to develop conflict styles, what are 5 different kinds of conflict styles that you can do, what kinds of communication will tend to escalate conflict, and what kinds of things will bring it down. I have a chapter in here on why conflict increases during the teen years.
Why is that?
Why is it? Well, there's actually some neurological reasons that are going on. It isn't just your hormones that are kicking in, but your car dealerships, they know, car rental companies, they won't rent to kids under 25. Think about your insurance companies. Insurance rates drop radically when kids turn 25. The reason is that the frontal lobes of the brain aren't fully developed until the mid-20s. Well, what's the frontal lobes of the brain do? That goes and inhibits your responses. It deals with those areas of consequences so that it's not fully developed. So at a time that a teenager is increasing risk-taking, is increasing stimulation, the areas that inhibit those kinds of responses aren't fully developed.
It's not a mature brain yet.
It's not a mature brain yet. At the same time, the synapses between the cells, the connections between the cells, are being pruned back. So the connections that used to be there aren't there anymore. So we can't just assume because they had it the day before that they're going to have it the next day.
Very nicely explained. So how can people get a hold of you and of your book?
Well, on the internet, I have a website called theconflictwhisperer.com, or you could reach rogerframe.com. Will get you there as well.
Wonderful.
And
how about the book?
The book you can get at most public bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, most of your local bookstores will carry it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Gaby.
Thank you.